Welcome to Grandma Susie's Kitchen. I'm Grandma Susie. Today we're going to talk about survival food and cooking in times of shortage. The same food can be used as regular meals to supplement your diet. And you can find a lot of different edible food in your own backyard if you know where to look. So come with me to my backyard and I'll show you a few things that I found. How's it going? Going. I want to show my friends over here. I was looking out the window and I saw that in the compost bin, I've been composting some weeds. There's a vegetable growing, so I'm going to go and pick that and we can cook it for breakfast. This is a edible herb. I'll have to research that one though. Not really sure what that one's called. This one right here is mint. I planted it some years back and now it's growing wild. So I'll find out more about this one and maybe that can be part of a future video. This wild herb is called lambsquarters. It's really delicious. I like to saute the wild herbs in butter. I'm going to pick some of this and we'll have it for breakfast. It keeps coming back again. Get out of my own shadow. Just pick some of the leaves. If you leave some, it will produce seeds and then you can come back later. Wild violets are also edible. Some flowers are edible and some are poisonous, so you have to know which ones. So maybe I'll just pick a few of those. Put them in today in the dish that we're cooking. When I start my garden, I'm going to rip out all of these weeds. But for now, I can smell the mint is really fresh. I'm going to pick some mint to put with the dish today. Don't need too much because it's really strong in flavor. I've picked some vegetables in the yard for my breakfast period. I added these dandelions to it because I found a patch that was overgrown. Dandelions have leaves that are shaped kind of like spears. They usually have yellow flowers on them. The flowers will turn to little puffballs and blow away, but the flowers look like that. And then once the flowers are gone, the puffballs blow away. That's how they spread their seeds. And then this is mint. It grows like an invasive species once it's planted. These are wild violets. You don't want to use the African violets that you get at the store because those can't be eaten. Those are inedible. But the wild ones, you can use them as a garnish for your food. This is called lambsquarters. Now this is the one I was telling you about last time, that the pioneers brought the seeds with them when they came from the old country. Lambsquarters are very good to eat. They taste like spinach. Saute them in butter. Let's see if I can show you the leaf. That's the way the leaf looks. It has kind of a dusty appearance to it. That's one of the ways you can tell what it is. You can look it up in a field guide too. And the insides branch out like that from the center. Okay. What I'm going to do is just soak these in the water now. Get a pan of water. soak everything together for at least an hour, and then rinse it really well. Later we'll prepare it and cook it in the pan in some butter. You don't want to eat the flowers, you're going to take those off. Flowers can be used for making tea. Also the mint, you can use the mint for making tea. Mint leaves are very good. Just boil some water, throw in some mint leaves, and let it steep for about 5 minutes. Makes a delicious mint tea that's medicinal, has medicinal value. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Grandma Susie's Kitchen. I'm Grandma Susie. Today we're going to cook some wild herbs that we found in the garden. This is wild violets. It can be used in any dish to add flavoring. You can take off the stems. This is mint. You just break it into pieces, take off the leaves and remove the stems. You can use mint in tea also. I'm not going to use very much in the dish because it has a strong flavor. Just try and break off some of the leaves. Put it in the pan. I've got a saucepan that I'm filling. Bring this closer to me so you can maybe see it. This is something called lambsquarters. It's got spear-shaped leaves, kind of a dusty looking surface. It's not really dust, but like a milky surface to it. And just break off the leaves. You don't want too many stems. Just put it in the cooking water. This is dandelions. The flowers can be used for tea, but I don't eat the flowers. I just eat the leaves. You can break it down into bite-sized pieces. And it's easier if you use scissors too. Like if you've got a bunch of dandelions, just cut off the root like that. Then you can separate the flowers and leaves. Throw the flowers away and just use the leaves. If you break it into pieces, then it's easier to eat. Just pick out any stray leaves from the trees that may be in there, oak leaves and things. So it takes a little bit of work to just take off the flowers. Like this is a flower stem, you don't want to eat that. Make sure what you're getting is just what you want, you know, that you're not getting any weeds in there. Okay, now we're going to put it in a saucepan. Maybe I'll just use the scissors on this. Dandelions, and cut off the long stems, just cut it into bite-sized pieces. Okay, this has been soaking in water for an hour. Now we're going to cook it. Okay. Okay, so we put about a tablespoon of butter into the pan with the greens, lamb's quarters, dandelion, some mint, a few wild violets. We just let the butter melt. These will saute very quickly in the pan. It doesn't take long to cook greens, which makes it a good survival food, because if you're trying to save your food, like if you're cooking with sterno or like on a camp stove with bottled gas, you like to save your supplies. It cooks in just a few minutes. As soon as it wilts, then it's pretty much ready. The early settlers brought seeds with them from Europe for the lamb's quarters, and they grow everywhere now. If you uncover the soil, you're probably going to find some lamb's quarters growing. It's a very delicious herb. So the settlers would add it to their pot. They were called pot herbs because because they had a big pot of food going on the stove, and if the men came in with venison or quail or anything they could find in the woods, they would just add it to the pot. The rest of the pot would be full of pot herbs, like lamb's quarters. Okay, so it's pretty much done. As you can see, it cooks really fast. So let's try it. So the lamb's quarters and dandelions is done. We're just going to put it on our plate. And we can add salt and pepper or any other spices that you like. Nutmeg is good. And so I'll just try it and let you know how it turned out. Might be a little hot. Might need to let it cool a little bit. So I put it on the plate. I'm going to try some. You know, that's really good. I like it, and it's nutritional. It's like spinach. Just make sure when you pick the dandelions and the lamb's quarters and mint that you find a place that's clean, like, you know, that's not sprayed with insecticides and pesticides. So you see, there's always food that you can find in the wild. If you don't have butter, you can just put water on it and boil it. Okay, take care, stay safe, have a good day.